Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your weekend horoscope for 24th and 25th July 2021. And before we begin, I would like to let you know that I also do weekly video horoscopes and monthly sun rising sign horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. I also request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. Now let's talk about what's happening in the astrology today. Now we are coming into Saturday after a very intense full moon in Aquarius, which happened yesterday on July 23rd. So we might still be feeling the intensity of that moon. Now, that being said, let's talk about the important aspects. And the first thing starts to happen. I mentioned this yesterday as well, but I'll talk about it today also. And it's that Neptune and Mercury are in a trine. Now, this energy started with the full moon, and this is about feeling in alignment with our spiritual path, feeling mentally in alignment with our path. And this is a positive energy. And in June, especially the solar eclipse, which happened on June 10th, Mercury was in a square to Neptune, and it has squared Neptune 3 times during its retrograde and direct movement in Gemini. And now in a trine to Neptune, this might mean that whatever confusion we were going through, because Mercury square Neptune can bring a lot of confusion, right? Mercury is our mind, and Neptune is the planet of confusion as well. So we can feel mentally confused when Mercury is in a square to Neptune. However, now Mercury is in a positive alignment with Neptune, meaning that whatever confusion we might have felt or from around June, that is easing off and we might find clarity. So that's another manifestation of this energy. The first is that we might feel mentally in alignment with our spiritual path. The second is that the mental confusion that we have felt in the past month and a half or so begins to ease off. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, and this happens at about 10 a.m. Pacific time. So let me show you the chart. And it's that, or 9 a.m., more like 9 a.m. It's the moon here in Aquarius. It is going to trine the North Node, right? Now, this is a point where we might actually feel very positive about the goals that we are building, about the life that we have been building since December of 2020, and which we will continue to build for the next 2 years. Because the moon is our emotions, right? And the North Node is where we are headed. It's our goals. So at this moment, we might be feeling very positive about that, or it might be that our emotions begin to align with our goals and we say, hey, okay, yeah, this is what I really want emotionally as well. That sort of feeling. And let's not forget that Saturn is right next to it, because the moon is going to conjunct Saturn by, say, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So let's see that. And this adds to this energy, right? This adds to the energy, because what's happening now is that Moon conjunct Saturn is in a trine to the North Node. And while we might feel positive about where we are headed, Saturn conjunct the moon does not feel very good, right? Because Saturn is hard work, it is decisions, it is discipline. So there might be a moment where we may need to take an emotional decision, and this ties into the full moon energy. So something might have started back then, and it's becoming more intense now with the Saturn moon conjunction, a decision of sorts, a definition to our emotions, or working hard towards our emotions. And all this will help us move towards our long-term goals, North Node. And before we move on, I also want to mention that Saturn here has been trining the North Node for months now. Which means what? Which means that it is helping us build our life, build our goals for the long run. A cycle of 20 years. It will take us 2 years to build that, right? So that's the energy. That's the energy. On one hand, we can feel emotionally positive, but I think it will require us to take a decision for where we are headed, our goals, for the life that we're building. And we are supported in building that. But this moment here can be stressful. However, moving on, soon after this, the moon's going to move on, and it is going to sextile Chiron, right? Moon, Chiron, 60-degree angle, positive. So as we take that hard decision, as we define things, as we work hard emotionally to propel ourselves towards our long-term goals, to be in alignment with our long-term goals, soon after that, at about 3 p.m. Pacific time, we find some healing in that action, in that decision. And that is because the moon here is going to sextile Chiron. Chiron is our wound, but it's also how we heal. So emotionally, we will be healing something at this point, but this comes after that decision. This comes after that stressful moment with the moon conjunct Saturn, which happens at about 9 a.m. Pacific time. And in the evening at about 5 p.m., the moon is going to move on, more like 6 p.m. actually, Pacific time. The moon is going to move on and it is going to square Uranus, right? Now, this energy can feel very stressful. Uranus is an unexpected, sudden energy. And the moon is our emotions. So this is a sudden emotional change to our emotions. And in a 90-degree angle, this can feel quite stressful. So that's the energy at about 5-6 p.m. in the evening. And to sum up this day, I would say it's a mixed energy. We have three positive moments here, right? One is the Neptune-Mercury alignment, trine. That's one positive thing. The second is the moon trining the North Node, positive. And the third is the moon sextiling Chiron, another positive alignment. But at the same time, today the moon is going to conjunct Saturn, hard emotional decisions, definition to things, working hard on our emotions. So that's the first stressful aspect. And the second is when the moon is going to square Uranus, sudden emotional changes. Right? So it's a mixed energy. Saturday is a mixed bag. There will be moments we will feel happy and positive. There will be moments we will feel stressed out, and that will lead to sudden unexpected changes. So it's a mixed bag on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the first important thing, let me move up the chart so you can see this. Okay. And the first important thing on Sunday is in the afternoon, and it is the Mercury Pluto opposition, right? They are opposing each other. Now, this is again something that we spoke about on the full moon video as well. Now, Pluto is a transformative planet. It transforms anything it comes in contact with. It is the planet of endings and beginnings and rebirth and catharsis and healing as well, and regeneration too. And Mercury is our mind, it's our thinking, it's communication, it's writing, it's social media, it's our immediate environment, it's our peer group, it's also our daily habits, our day-to-day routine, our health, our jobs, so many things, right? So when Pluto opposes Mercury, 180-degree angle, we are asked to transform, heal, end, or begin something connected to Mercury, things which are our mind, our thinking, our communication, social media, writing, environment, day-to-day routine, habits, health, job, diet, exercise. We're asked to transform, right? So that we can make it better. But this process of transforming Mercury, things that I just mentioned, can feel a bit stressful because they're in an opposition, which feels stressful. So that's the first important thing on Sunday. And then, okay, let's see this. This happens soon after, actually, the Pluto-Mercury opposition is still on. The next important thing is that the moon in Aquarius is going to oppose Mars in Leo. Now, this is again a stressful energy, opposition, 180-degree angle. The moon is our emotions, and Mars is courage, willpower, drive, but it is also frustration and anger. So this energy can manifest in two ways. Either we make certain changes, we make certain adjustments, which helps us find emotional courage, which helps us find emotional drive, which helps us regain our willpower. That's one manifestation. The other is that this energy can feel quite frustrating. it can feel quite angry. So just be mindful of that and let this energy pass, right? This happens at about 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday. And soon after this, in the evening, we'll have the moon change signs. And this is at about 8:39 p.m. Pacific time. The moon has entered the sign of Pisces, right? And every 2.5 days, the moon changes signs. And when it does, the focus, the energy in our life shifts in sudden ways. So the moon in Pisces is all about going with the flow. It's about following our emotions. It's about connecting with the divine realm, right? It's about creativity. But primarily, it's about just going with the flow. It's about our emotions. It's about doing what we feel like doing. And this, I think, is a welcome energy after the moon was in Aquarius. We had the full moon in Aquarius. And why was it a welcome energy? Because the moon in Aquarius was stressed. Saturn is in Aquarius, and every month when the moon comes into Aquarius, it will be stressed. First, it has to go through Pluto. Then it has to conjunct Saturn. And this time it was a full moon. So definitely a lot of stress. But now in Pisces, we are going to be going more with the flow. We are going to be taking things easy, and it is a very positive entry of the moon into the sign of Pisces because it's conjuncting Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter is blessings, Jupiter is gifts, Jupiter is a feel-good energy. It's the most optimistic planet, the most hopeful planet, the most benefic planet, and it expands anything it touches, and in this case, our emotions. It's bestowing its hope, optimism, blessings to our emotions. So perhaps all the intensity and all the transformation we went through, because this full moon on July 23rd was extremely transformative, very transformative. But now is the point, I believe, that we are feeling positive about the changes we have made. And now we can relax and go more with the flow. So that is the energy for the weekend. And to sum it up, Saturday is a mixed bag. It will be stressful at times. It will feel positive at times. And Sunday, the whole day is stressful. Will require changes, will require adjustments. And in the evening, there can be a tendency to get angry and frustrated because the moon's going to oppose Mars. So just let that energy pass. But by the evening on Sunday at about 8:39 p.m., the moon is going to enter Pisces, and that's when we'll start to go more with the flow. That is a feel-good, positive moment on Sunday evening. And for the next 2.5 days, we will be taking it easy. The universe will give us a moment to kind of regroup ourselves, because we've gone through a lot since Friday. So that's all the energy for the weekend. On this video, I'm not going to give you the daily undercurrents that we go with every day, because I do that in every daily video, and these are things that we go through on a daily basis, but they don't change. And one of those is, okay, I'll mention it in this video, the Uranus-Saturn square. We are feeling this energy all year, and if, for example, I say today is going to be a very positive day, it's a light energy, but you may not feel like that simply because Saturn and Uranus are squaring. Now, this is going to go on all of 2021 and all of 2022, and we are seeing this energy after 21 years, right? And this energy is intense, and it's asking us to change. It's asking us to get rid of the old and embrace the new. It's asking us to get rid of the idea of who we think we should be and embrace who we actually are. And since they're squaring, this process is challenging. It will require work and effort, and we deal with this every single day to varying intensities, but every single day. So this has been on all year, and they came exact in the square came exact in Feb and June 14th, and now it will come exact in December. So when they come exact, the intensity of this energy is at its peak. See, if you look at the chart right now, there's a 4-degree orb, right? 14 and 10. So there's a 4-degree orb almost, which means it's not as intense at the moment. But when they're at the same degree squaring each other, it is very intense, and in June it became very intense. So that's the only background I will mention in this video, and we deal with this every single day. And now I will pick a card for the weekend, and we'll close out the reading. Okay, that's a lot of cards that flipped over, so I'll go again. Okay. Milk and honey. I think the end of the weekend by Sunday evening will be rewarding. It will be a moment of blessings and gifts because the moon is going to conjunct Jupiter, and since the full moon on Friday, 23rd July, it has been extremely intense. It has required us to work hard, take decisions, transform. So it has been very intense, and I did say the full moon at the end of it, there will be a blessing. And perhaps that blessing comes to us starting on Sunday evening, a positive feeling, a moment of positivity. So if you are feeling stressed out, if you are working very hard, if you think things are not moving, just remember that in the background there is milk and honey, there are rewards, there's a rainbow, and rainbows come after a storm, after it rains very heavily, right? So always remember the rainbow, and always remember that there is a reward in all the work that we're doing, because this full moon, I did mention, is the first part of the full moon story, right? We have another full moon in Aquarius next month, which will complete that story. So, and August is an extremely intense month astrologically. So just remember that at the end of this, at the end of the road, there is a rainbow, there is milk and honey, there are rewards. So put in the work, and that's all I'm going to say. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday now. Bye.